Okay, so this one's gonna be on how to be able to create a actual project in Ninja IDE. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you. First of all, one thing you are gonna require to make things better is to have a virtual env installed. So in case you don't know how to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do that. And so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we want to do, we're gonna go ahead and install the virtual env. So in case you've never done that, it's pretty simple. You can just search online as far as how to install it. So you do virtual env, and this is gonna be on Windows, but if you do virtual env Windows, something like that, it's gonna give you some details over here. But basically, if you, once you have Python installed, you can use your terminal over here. So just make sure you're running it under administrator. And basically, all you would do is let me find the command here. It looks like it's not in here, but it should be something like it should be something like pip3 install, and then install virtual env. So something like this. Let me see if I can find the actual installation here. So yeah, so it would be pip install virtual env. So there you go. That's it. Simple as that. Well, now once you have the virtual env installed, so I guess the next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and create the virtual environment. So to do that, you just want to go ahead and let me go over here, and basically all you would do is you would just type in virtual env, and then give it a name. So let's call it environment env2, for example. Press enter, and then over here it's gonna just show you some things that are going on. Over here it's telling you that it's using the Python 36, so which is what I have installed, and over here it's telling you what's actually doing. So it's installing setup tools, pip, and wheel. So that's always installed. Okay, so now that it's done, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and locate the environment. So over here it should tell you where it's located. As you see here, it says C user Chris env, and then env2. So if we try to locate it, we would go to our local computer and then go to users, our name. Mine is Chris. So in here we're gonna go ahead and look for it. So it's under a folder called env. So in here you're gonna find it. So this is the one that I created called env2. So as you see in here, it's got all these folders with the bunch of stuff in there. So alright, so basically the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and activate the environment. So to do that, we got to cd into the path. So it would be C, and then actually just C colon, and then let me see, C users. See if I can actually spell this, and then the name. So and then the env is by default, that's what the folder is called. So then if you do a not an ls, a dir, as you see, you'll see this over here, it's called env2. So okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and activate it. So and actually go ahead and go into env2. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll run the script and then activate. Okay, there you go. So make sure you cd into the actual scripts folder. So that's why I wasn't taking it. So it would be this folder here. So as you see, there's a Windows patch that is called activate. So this is what you're gonna be using here. So make sure you type in script within that. So then after that, you would just run the activate. So anyways, now that it's activated, as you see here, it says env2 on the should be on your left side over here. You'll see it. So that's now you know that it's activated. Okay, so now that we got the environment activated, next thing we want to do is want to go ahead and set up the Ninja IDE. We're gonna go ahead and create the project, and we're gonna set up the virtual environment. So I have already created one, but I guess I'm gonna go ahead and do another one. So One thing you want to make sure you do is before anything you do anything else is go to project and then or edit preferences, and under execution make sure that you're is showing the right path to the Python executable, your main Python executable on your system. Otherwise it's gonna give you some issues. Also make sure that you have PyQt5 already installed on your actual system. Forgot to mention that, but you know, you should have already installed that if you have Ninja IDE, because that's one of the requirements. You don't have to have it, but it's gonna work better if you do so. So anyways, let's go ahead and create a new project. So let's new project, and we're gonna do a Python project. So click next, and then after that you want to name it. So I'm gonna call this one pygame, since I'll go ahead and show you how to do this in pygame, because there was a looks like one of the there was somebody having some problems as far as running pygames on Ninja IDE. So I'm gonna do this. This is on Windows though, so not too sure about Linux. I haven't done it yet, but it should be this close to the same. So anyways, we name the project, we're gonna name it pygame, and then we're gonna go ahead and browse the location. So best thing to do is just to go into the environment. So it's gonna be under C user Chris, and then the main env. Let me see if I can. There we go. So here, and then it was env2, and then should be under script, and just go ahead and select the folder. Or actually, yeah, I think that's where it should be saved. Anyways, then after that, we're gonna go ahead and select the virtual environment, which is gonna be the same thing. So we're gonna go back to users, your name, and then env scripts, and select folder, and we're gonna go ahead and finish it. Okay, if it gives you something, just go ahead and continue. And what you want to do now is just to double check, go to project, and then open project properties, project execution, and just make sure that everything looks good. So if you see in the virtual environment, it's showing scripts and then python.exe at the end, so we know that it's good. So we're gonna just go ahead and save it. So that's it. There's our new project, and now we can go ahead and start using it. But one thing we're gonna go ahead and do is since we have the virtualenv over here, we're gonna go ahead and install a couple things. So in this one, I'm gonna go ahead and install the I guess I'm gonna have to do pip3 install, and then we're gonna go ahead and install pygames. So just like that, pygame. There we go. And this is only gonna be installed on this virtual environment, nowhere else. So now that we have it installed, now we can go ahead and start using pygames. So I'll just create a new file, I guess, and I'm gonna go ahead and call this one. We're gonna go ahead and save it. And we're gonna call it games, but actually go back over here, and I want to go ahead and throw it in here in pygames. Alright, right here. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and cheat. I'm gonna go ahead and copy all the code because I don't feel like going through all of it. So go ahead and copy the one that I already made. So this is the finished product over here. We're just gonna open up this. It's gonna give a little message over here, and it's gonna be running something in the background as I'm moving the mouse around. If I don't move it, then it's not gonna do anything. But as I move the mouse, you see it shows all this, the details as far as where I'm moving. Okay, so go ahead and edit this with idle, and I'm just gonna go ahead and copy all this. And actually I copied this off of a tutorial that I saw a while back, so this is not my actual code. I actually copied this from someone else. So anyways, let's go back over here, and I'm just gonna paste this in and save it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you that everything works. So remember, we're in a new virtual environment over here. So now that it's saved, we can go ahead and run it. So to run it, just go ahead and click on this little deal here, and there it is. There's our window. And if I move the mouse around, it should, well, we can't see it over here, but it's yeah, there it is. So whenever I move it on the screen, actually over here, it shows. If I move it outside of it, it won't show, only inside. So anyways, that's it. That's how you go ahead and create a project on Ninja IDE, and actually that's how you can very simply be able to use pygame, so within the virtual environment. So that's it for now.